When it comes to healthy cooking, we know all the shortcuts, right? Don't add butter to the pan, leave out the salt. But did you know that the method you choose could be all you need to cut the calories? In today's Cooking for Wellness segment, we are talking poaching with registered dietitian Paula Gallagher from Giant Eagle Market District and Chef Tom Stevenson with the Cancer Support Community of Central Ohio. So thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
So Chef Tom, I'm going to start with you because obviously we've heard the term poaching before, but I didn't know it had such a history behind it.
Poaching is actually one of the oldest cooking terms, and so it started in the 27th century. And so one of the things they used to make is custards or peasant porridge, and so it's been around for a very, very long time.
So what can we poach? Because this table's full of stuff.
Right, so obviously we can absolutely poach eggs, but we can poach fruit as well. So pears and apples are very good choices for poaching, just making sure they're firm and not mushy. And then even meats like chicken or salmon or other seafoods can be poached very easily.
And we also automatically think you poach things in water. You can add some flavor in other ways.
You can. So this is a really great way to add flavor without adding all of the sodium. So you can poach in liquids like a chicken broth or a juice or a wine. So we have our Nature's Basket 75% reduced chicken broth. So that one's only 140 milligrams per serving, where a regular chicken broth is about 580 milligrams per serving. So looking for the reduced sodium ones if you're going to poach in a chicken broth.
And in general, poaching is a healthier option to begin with, isn't it?
It is, because you don't have to add fat. You really don't have to add a chicken broth. You could just use water and a little bit of vinegar. So you don't have to add anything to it. You don't have to add calories.
So Chef Tom, you're going to show us what it takes to poach. But before we get there, I want to know, is this difficult? Do you need some skill to do it? Or can anybody out there kind of become a pro at poaching?
Well, anybody can do it, but it does take a little bit of a technique. So it is really important to note that poaching is not boiling. You don't want to break down the product. All you want to do is get it to the right temperature.
And what is that perfect water temperature?
So it's right about simmer. So it's not at a boil. It's not at a boil. It's just right about there. It's right about medium.
That's kind of when you get a few bubbles. Is that what people want to look for?
Just a little bit of sprinkling in the bubbles in the bottom and you're good to go.
Okay, so Paula, we always want to be safe in the kitchen, and using fresh eggs, obviously a big part of that. You're going to show us kind of this technique and how we can tell that we're going to do this correctly.
Yeah, so you want to use, especially for poaching, fresh, cold eggs. So if we take one of these eggs out of here and we put it into a bowl of water, it's going to tell us it's fresh if it sinks to the bottom. If it was to float up to the top, that kind of tells us it's an old egg and we don't want to use that.
Okay, and maybe you can use it for something else. Poaching, though, you want to make sure it is the freshest of ingredients.
Especially because the center is still going to be liquid. The yellow yolk is going to be liquid, so we want to make sure it's fresh and not old.
Chef Tom, how are we poaching?
Okay, so we have here our nice skillet, which just has just about the right temperature to it. We're going to add here, I'm going to use my fingers today, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of nice kosher salt here. We're going to go ahead and add our white vinegar. It is important to use white vinegar.
Okay.
So it's really important. That's what helps keep the egg together. We're going to use our slotted spatula. The trick is to kind of create this little whirlpool kind of effect in the pan. So you're going to turn it around like this. Make sure that it's kind of moving around there a little bit. I'm going to be two-handed today, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and take our egg.
It's your kitchen.
Scrap it open there. We're going to make sure that we do it in a separate one. You can see here that I have my eggs under ice.
Right.
On top of ice to keep it nice and cold. You're going to whisk it around here in a circle. Make sure the lid doesn't fall. And then we're going to pour our egg right here in the center.
Okay.
You're going to go ahead after that. You're going to put our lid on top. No peeking, no poking, no working it. We're going to leave it for 5 minutes and let it go.
Okay, so it's as simple as that. I mean, once you get the right ingredients, once you get what you need, it's easy to poach, I think. It's just getting that small technique down at the front. And Paula, how many eggs can we eat in a day? Because if you give me all these ideas, I feel like I could eat them for 3 meals.
That's a good question. So eggs got a bad rap because they have cholesterol, and they have about 200 milligrams of cholesterol. But in 2000, the American Heart Association kind of gave us the green light, and they said that for healthy adults, it is fine to have 1 whole egg, including that yolk, per day.
Okay, and now we know how to poach it, if that is a method we choose. So I want to thank you both for being with me today.
Thank you so much for having us.
You can find recipes from the Cancer Support Community and Giant Eagle on our website. It's nbc4i.com/daytime. And make sure that you join Chef Tom for his live cooking demo tomorrow night. It's at 6:30 at the Cancer Support Community.